I'm Nicole Shapiro, the Township Engineer and Director of Community Development. I just want to explain to you a little bit about what the engineering department does here in town. We take care of our capital improvement projects, so yearly you would see a lot of roadway improvement projects. We do the design, the creation of the bid documents, which are really the contract plans, specifications, cost estimate. We take it to the bidding phase, and then we take it all the way through construction phase where we're doing the inspections. Any of our larger projects, we probably would take that and get a consultant to help us with the inspection services, because there's not that many engineers in my department. There's actually myself and two other engineers, an intern and an administrative assistant, but together collectively we take care of the 65,000 people in town, all of our infrastructure, our residents, and the developers that come in town. So the engineering department, in addition to our capital improvement program, yearly we actually do the reviews for our planning and zoning boards. So any applications that come to them that require engineering reviews, we review. We create a technical review memo. I attend the planning and zoning board meetings and testify at those. And with that, we carry those planning and zoning board applications from those board approvals through resolution compliance review, and then ultimately to the construction and inspection phase. And we see through that what the developer had in mind in that planning board meeting or zoning board meeting actually gets constructed as per their approved plans. And so that's just a glimpse of what the engineering department does. Some of our capital improvement projects that we have in town, yearly we do an annual road resurfacing contract. We typically resurface probably about 20 to 25 roads depending on our funding yearly. We also do curb improvement projects, we do drainage improvement projects. Curbing is really depending on the ward. You know, when you're in Ward 1, 5, and 6, there's actually less curbing, and really you just have drainage that runs off into lawn areas. When you're in Wards 2 and 4 and even 3, there's a lot of curbing, so there's a lot of curbing improvements in those areas. Similar to that, we have a lot of drainage improvements now. 2 and 4 are probably newer developments, so some of those drainage improvements probably happen outside of that in 1, 5, and 6. So, and Ward 3, although probably most of it is an older development, their infrastructure has been there in the beginning, so they have their curbing and drainage, so that we're just continually improving in Ward 3. Other than our annual drainage, curbing, and paving projects, we do specialized additional drainage improvement projects, and we also do facility improvements. So currently right now, we had just concluded the women's locker room and men's restroom in the basement of the police department. We are now upgrading the second floor administration building to upgrade security and to provide windows for our visitors. That would allow us to keep our facilities opened longer in the future should another pandemic happen. Right now we're talking during the COVID-19 pandemic, and our offices are closed, but that facilities improvement upstairs would potentially let us, should anything happen in the future, potentially let us to keep our doors open for a lot longer. Another facility improvement that we're doing is we're looking to renovate our courtroom. It's pretty outdated. It's been probably the same way since the inception of the building. You know, same chairs, same rugs, pretty dark because the walls are dark. And we're going to just do some minor adjustments just to brighten up the room, bring in some new furniture, some new seating, and try and give back to our community, so when they do visit or they do attend any of our council, planning, or zoning board meetings, there's a nice facility that they could enjoy. Also, our building department lacks, you know, the screen windows as well. You know, a lot of people were saying, and based on the executive order that the governor had issued earlier, some of our permitting process had to start in our building department and just be put on hold during the COVID-19 pandemic. But certainly if we had those, you know, visitor windows that they could visit, and there's a sort of a shelter or a screen in front of our workers and our residents. It would give them protection as well as the workers for those in those buildings. So that would allow us to keep our doors open should this event ever occur in the future, and we hope it doesn't. One of our more exciting capital improvement projects is our Cottrell Farm Park project, which we had acquired the property jointly with Middlesex County, New York, New Jersey Baykeepers, Green Acres had contributed money as well, and obviously the township had contributed money. And what we did was we saved the farm from future development. There was an application that was in front of one of our boards for a residential and commercial development to take place. They actually did receive approval, but we were able to purchase the property from the developer and then preserve it using that Green Acres funding. We're setting up for probably a 3 to 5 phase project. Phase 1 is set to begin groundbreaking July 9th, where we're going to do the rehabilitation of the buildings on site. Now, the first phase includes the interior and exterior of the farmhouse, in addition to the exterior only of the red barn, the concrete masonry garage, and then also the stone garage. The interior of those 3 buildings will be accomplished in the second phase, and the interior and exterior of the pool cottage will be accomplished in the second phase. That's the building rehabilitation. There's a bigger site plan improvement that's going to happen, and our first phase is due out to bid this fall, and that will include just park features that are not typical of what you find in Old Bridge Township. I know a lot of our parks have athletic fields. This one's going to be passive in nature. We're going to have a fitness park course and a walking path that's going to be lit. We have a small playground for children and a small splash pad with keeping in mind the farm theme. We're going to have community gardens, a memorial walkway. We're going to have space for a farmer's market along Cottrell, ample parking space. Should anybody in the town want to hold an event at Cottrell Farms, the building, the farmhouse itself has a kitchen. We're gonna be able to use that as a warming kitchen. Should somebody want to have an event there, should the township want to hold something there, our Silver Linings group is very active, and they could do painting in the park. So there's a lot of vision for the park itself, and we're just getting into phase 1. We're very excited. Although we're in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, and our groundbreaking couldn't be as elaborate as we had originally envisioned, certainly the public will be able to participate in the subsequent phases of the development. But at this stage, I'm going to invite the public to watch us live on Facebook as it's happening, and just look on our website for that event and details for that event. So that they could at least participate visually if they can't be there themselves. Part of community development is our Cdbg grant funding that we receive yearly. So Cdbg is Community Development Block Grant funding. We receive it federal money from the government, usually probably about I would say between $250,000 and $300,000 per year. We use that money to try and meet housing and non-housing needs for very low and moderate income households. We try and take that money and hit different areas. When we receive that money, we have to allocate right off the bat a certain amount to our food bank for administrative costs, the Puerto Rican Action Board, and then with the remaining funds left, we try and distribute it to hit as many members of our community that meet that low and moderate income. Yearly, I put out a Cdbg road reconstruction project based on some of that money, so that we could hit those low and moderate income communities with paving of their roads or any infrastructure improvements along their roadways. In addition, I know this year we had just gotten an allocation of $160,000 where we're looking to do a small business grant up to $5,000 for each of those businesses. And our application, I was just upstairs concluding that document, and it should be online probably within the next week, and we're going to advertise about that so our businesses who have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic can get their applications in. Again, it's up to $5,000, and we're looking to hopefully get that feedback. Just for that small grants, we're allocating of the $110,000. So we'll be able to help quite a few businesses that have been hurt by the closures. In addition to helping our community with our Cdbg funding, as part of community development, we also have money that we acquire from developers on affordable housing. Some of our developers that come in front of our Planning and Zoning Board with applications, they either one, choose to build the affordable housing, or they choose to contribute towards our trust funds for us to either build and provide the affordable housing, or for us to assist homeowners. One of the ways that we assist is through our home improvement program. So if you income qualify, you can actually get up to $20,000 towards home improvements. They include things like redoing your roof, window replacement, electrical or plumbing upgrades, anything that's relatively small in nature that can be accommodated within the $20,000. We have in the past, with special reasons, been permitted to go up to the $25,000 cap, but usually it's kept at the $20,000. We have a consultant that administers that. They're called Cdbg. And they administer our home improvement program. Any of that information can be found on the community development webpage on www.olbridge.com, and they can go on there on the community development page, and there's a direct link for home improvement program. During the COVID-19 pandemic, nothing has really changed as far as our group and really many of the departments in the town. We've been working at 100%. Our offices are closed to the public, but our train has never stopped. Any of the capital improvement projects that have gone in this year, and in fact, within the last 6 months, we have awarded over $5 million worth of construction improvements within the township. So we're quite busy. I mean, that's our normal flow. We like to award our projects in the springtime so that, by summertime, everything is active. Any of our residents should know that although our offices are closed, they're invited to call us, and email us, call us with any questions or concerns. I know that recently there have been some heavy rains, and if there's any flooding concerns or any drainage improvements that you feel that should go on any of your roadways, please let us know. I mean, unfortunately, we can't do anything with private property, but we could always assist if there's something that's happening out there. And we're always here for our residents. Nothing has stopped. In fact, there was a short period of time where we were working from home, but if you called our extension, it was actually ringing on our cell phones. So, we've never stopped. We're here. Any of our land development applications, whether you're a homeowner looking to improve your home and you're coming in for a variance application in front of our zoning board, or you're a big developer and you have a land development application in front of zoning or planning, all of our night meetings or those planning and zoning board meetings have been accomplished through Zoom. Vina Sawant, our township planner, has been at the forefront from the very beginning. She had written electronic submissions, guidelines for getting applications to us for review, and then in front of our boards through that Zoom process. My staff has been working extremely hard over the last couple of months to make sure that our tree permit applications, our road opening permits, our certified property owners request list gets online applications. So currently we opened, probably about a month ago, we had opened up our online applications for tree permits, which was very successful. Within the first 7 days, we had about 75 permit applications come through online. So that was our way of trying to service our residents without them having to, you know, risk their safety by walking into our doors. We want to make sure that they're provided the same service whether our doors are open or not. Certainly when our doors open, they're more than welcome to come in here, but any of our applications will be online to try and streamline that process and eliminate them from, you know, having to take a day off to come in. You know, why not just submit their application online? So we've been working diligently to get that done. You know, the tree permit has been successful. We're now moving to road opening permits. We're very close. And same with our certified property owners list, very close. If you have a land development application in front of any of our boards, you're required to notice the residents. So, you know, something as simple as just giving you a list and certifying a list for 200-foot property owners. You know, we're here to serve everybody. If they want to reach out to us, please don't hesitate to give us a call. Don't hesitate to email us. We're a small group and we do get back to everybody. It does take us a bit of time, but we do get back to everybody.